welcome back to Demon's Pit for part 2. We'll be talking IPW in this section. We went along to the Extreme Measures event over in Sittingbourne a little while back, and they had 8 matches on the card, which felt like a lot in the second half, I have to be honest. A little bit disappointed with the second half at IPW on this show. We were only going to talk about one of the matches from the second half because we're going to skip past because of time constraints, and B because it did fall a little bit flat with us. But the first half, though, as good a first half you'll see in any wrestling federation anyway. Yeah. So first up, Styx and Dean Allmark. Extreme Dean making the trip down from the Midlands, and Styx, as we mentioned earlier, a very impressive big man. What did you make of this match?
I thought it was funny. Little Dean Allmark against massive Styx. I thought it was brilliant. Styx took him apart, didn't he?
Well, Dean got a lot of offense. I mean, come on. I mean, Styx took the early game, and then Dean just got himself back up and threw himself at Styx, and there was some great high-flying stuff. Great stuff going on outside the ring. He was fearless.
That's because he's not bright enough to be anything else.
The man's an experienced wrestler. I mean, there is not. I think in 2011, I don't think anyone wrestled more than Dean around the country. I mean, he's one of those guys that everyone wants to book because you're going to get a great match.
That doesn't necessarily make you a brain surgeon, does it?
No. Okay. No. You're a bit out of hand today. You know that?
No, I'm not in a good mood.
Styx, though. I felt for Dean at one point. I mean, when they were outside the ring and he had been getting the upper hand, and then Styx just put it back on him with that black hole slam on the floor. that really was brutal, but
brilliant.
A great opener.
Yeah.
No matter whether you like Dean or not, the two of them really put on a great show.
Yeah.
And Styx went through to the four-way.
Yeah.
That was an outstanding match to start with. Then we had my personal favourite big man, Dave Mastiff, against T-Bone. He got to have a go at T-Bone on his own without anyone else around.
Yeah.
I loved it.
Yeah, I'm sure you did. I don't think T-Bone I don't think he had his full game on him. There was something not quite right with him that night.
He didn't seem as brutal as normal, but there were some impressive shows of strength from him.
There were. Well, yeah. I mean, there's no doubt about that. He is phenomenally strong, and he suplexed Dave
and almost got him up for a pile driver.
Yeah.
Which would have been something. However, the end of the match was a little bit like it was at the Troxy, where Dave, really did lay the beat down on one of the, triumvirate of evil. Got him in that corner and the rolling cannonball thing he does and what have you, and it was quite horrible. T-Bone was crushed, big time. So I loved that. Third match, Rockstar and Marty. Wasn't much of a match, really. It was a bit of a fight.
Oh yeah, it was a brawl. I mean, they'd already taken several lumps out of each other before the bell even rung.
Well, there was a lot of outside the ring action. I think that there was, probably 5 times the amount of outside the ring action as inside the ring action. I mean, these two have really been going at it on YouTube, Twitter, in fact, every social media. They've probably been at it on MySpace. The amount they've been going on, if anyone actually uses MySpace still. But yeah, there was some real hatred going on there. That wasn't a match. That was just a fight.
It was a fight.
And then Skrull just, when it got in the ring, just rolled it up, and that was the fall. So
yeah.
I don't think we can say much more about that, really.
No.
Right, then with the fourth match, we had Haskins and Tozawa, your terrier, against the guy from Dragon Gate. This was the match of the night, in my opinion.
It was fantastic.
Both guys, I can't stand Haskins. I think the guy looks like he's unwashed. He's just a vile little individual as far as I'm concerned. I'm not even one to get normally passionate about criticising people. I really don't like him. But Tozawa and him put on a humdinger. It was fantastic. Back and forth. No one didn't know who was going to win. Had no idea what was going on. Lots of great action, reversals left, right, and centre. All I can say is Haskins puts on great matches.
Yeah, I always love to watch a Haskins match. I'm never disappointed. And you figure in someone from Dragon's Gate to that as well. you know it's going to be a fantastic
I mean,
match.
Tozawa, I mean, by all accounts, was up north and had a match with Ligero the other day, and people were talking about it being the match of the year. So, I mean, I've got to go a long way to beat the Zach and Marty match from a little while back, but people are sort of touting that as being that impressive. And Haskins and Tozawa, I'd say this was outstanding. This would grace top of the bill of any card. It was match 4, so go figure.
Yeah.
Loved it. But I'm going to move on to this one because I'm looking forward to this. Remember in the last show, I don't know if for the 23 people of you that watch us or whatever, Jack talked about Project Ego, how when they were in this, they were in the spotlight, everyone else was grey by comparison. Project Ego got an absolute whipping in this show. We had the Hooligans introduced to the IPW crowd for the first time, and they took Project Ego apart. What would you like to say about this one, Jack?
I was disgusted from the very start. From the moment those morons came out from behind the curtain, I was they're just there's no discipline there. How do you effectively fight an enemy like that? And it's the first time Project Ego have faced them. I think we'll see a different.
Well, no, it's the
outing
second time I think you'll find, because they faced him up north, and they came out to the ring in Bubble Wrap. We mentioned this last time, so they obviously knew what they were to expect. It's obviously not a good match for them. It's obviously just one that they obviously quite clearly haven't got what it takes to beat wrestlers of that nature.
They're still taking stock. They're trying to work out how to fight these two goons. And mark my words, they'll work it out strategically and they'll turn it around. They will beat them, but they're unpredictable. I mean, they're nuts.
Well, for those who don't know, the Hooligans are kind of like the Bushwhackers from the WWE, mixed with Bad Manners, the ska band from. They're fun. They're really fun. And I, much as I like watching Ego because of their antics and what have you, despite not liking their sense of fair play, it was just great.
It was horrible.
I was like a big kid.
It was horrible.
I
cried a little bit.
You cried on the inside.
No, I cried on the outside. Bless those boys. I love them.
We're going to skip the next 2 matches. We weren't, I've got to be honest, sorry IPW guys, but we weren't that impressed with the next 2. And we went on to the 4-way match. The winners from the first 4 matches, all up against each other in a basically battle to become #1 contender.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was. I mean, it was. Obviously, all of the competitors are good, strong wrestlers. They've gone through an elimination process, so you know it's going to be a good match, and it was.
I mean, Styx first to go.
Yeah.
And he took umbrage because he made a big. He was a big feature in the rest of the match, because when he went, that left Dave with 2 lightweights effectively. He didn't have another big guy there, but Styx came in and interfered. He was obviously, upset by the fact he had been taken out by Mastiff, and he came along and took out Dave, allowing Tozawa to pin him.
Quite right.
So you were left with 2 guys who had no, they were 2 guys that quite clearly got on. There was, the rest of the match was in good, a good-natured match. There was no animosity between the 2.
No,
just wrestling to the, the best of their ability, and they really did. I felt it was a bit of a shame that it didn't go on longer once those 2 were left, because it was thoroughly entertaining.
Yeah, they are.
I mean, you can't stand Skrull.
No.
But it was good.
Well, he is a strong wrestler. His personality is. I don't like him.
You're not keen on the party, Marty.
No.
Ooh.
Who said? Who was it who said that it's not a party without Marty?
I thought it was him.
Well, that doesn't surprise me. What a big head. I've been to plenty of parties and he hasn't been there.
Yeah, but like I said, it ain't a party if he's not there, and the ones you go to.
I've actually held some parties, wasn't it?
Okay. But Skrull got the win. So he's now #1 contender for the chance at having the Triple Crown. He's current tag champion. He's current, are we calling it cruiserweight or light heavyweight? Whatever. The cruiserweight champion. Cruiserweight. And then he has the opportunity to become the heavyweight champion as well. That would be something. That would be something.
Oh, the crowd, every seat in the house would be moist, wouldn't it? The crowd would just go ridiculous. Oh, they're all so idiotic. Falling in line behind.
I don't think you give us.
Captain
Come on, that is Right, so as I said, that's that show, Extreme Measures. Well worth picking up on the DVD when it comes out, when they get it all together, because you've got the matches we've just discussed, all of which were good matches.
Yeah.
I mean, well I said, Rockstar Marty one, not so a good match, but entertaining for the out of ring action. So well worth picking up the DVD, which will become available via their www.ipwuk.com.
It's a mouthful, that.
Yes, it is. It's not easy to frogs teeth and everything. It's not good.
I thought
So,
that
yeah.
was a mouthful. www.
Demonspit.com.
Demonspit.
Demonspit.com. It is Demon's Pit, but just put it together. It's a lot easier to remember.
Demonspit.
Right, I'm going to talk about the next IPW show. Jack didn't go to that one, so this one's over to me. And welcome back to the second half of part 2. I'm Graham Beadle, and I went along to the IPW Royal Rewards show on Saturday. 6 matches on the card. I'm only going to talk about 3 of them. Not because I didn't like the other ones. I thought the card was solid throughout. There was a little bit of humour in one of the matches that didn't quite work for me. But my son loved it, as did a lot of the crowd. So that was a work, and it was definitely over. But the 3 matches I want to talk about are, first up, we had Lion Kid against Haskins. This is a Royal Rewards match whereby they had the winner of which could choose a tag partner and have a crack at the tag team title at some point of their choosing. Now, as I said earlier, Haskins, really don't like him. I've never got close enough to find out if the unwashed look that he has translates to him actually, humming a little.
He doesn't smell.
This one's mine. Thank you. But him and Lion Kid, as I said, Lion Kid's really raised his game, and a new finisher from him. We have the Lion Bar, which is basically an arm bar finish, but this is what he won by. The two of them back and forth throughout. No idea which way the match was going to go. Superb entertainment. Crowd, however, at Swanley, it's very difficult to maintain an atmosphere. That's the one thing issues I had with the show, is the venue. It's so huge with the ceilings that it's difficult to see what's, the crowd sort of get lost a little bit. It only really came into play in the Shah Samuel Terry Fraser match, which I'll discuss in a second. But Lion Kid got the win with the Lion Bar, sorry. But a great match, really good stuff. The other one, before I talk about the title match, was a tag match. Jimmy Havoc's trying to find his way trying to find a tag partner that he has chemistry with. Now, he had Yestin Reese for this one up against the Bangor Knights of Daryl Allen and RJ Singh. And Daryl Allen took an absolute beating at the hands of Jimmy and Yestin in this match. And once again, miscommunication with Jimmy. He's obviously, he showed a side to him I didn't like in this. I've got to be honest. He was a little bit more brutal, a little bit flexible with the rules. And my son, who, Jimmy's his favourite wrestler, he was cheering him, and I had to have words because I was like, no, you can't cheer that. He's not, that's not on. So
I'd like to see more of that from you, Jimmy. You might actually be a decent wrestler if you keep on with that.
Enough. But as I said, miscommunication. Him and Yestin finished up taking a hit, going down 1, 2, 3 after the Bangor Buster. And then a bit of an altercation between Yestin and Reese. We thought we were going to see him powerbomb Jimmy, but he couldn't be bothered. Him just threw him down and what have you. So Jimmy's still on the search for a partner. Little tip, Jimmy: stay with your ways, stay clean, find a partner that suits you. You'll do fine. Next thing you know,
Cheat and lie.
my second. Last up.
It's a waste of talent.
Last up, we had the Fraser and Samuels match. Now, we discussed their I Quit match once before, and this one matched it. The pair of them were at each other from the start. It was brutal. We had Shah being shoved into chairs, we had Terry being thrown onto chairs, we had the pair of them fighting all around the arena. And then when it was in ring, at one stage we had a 13 count pin from Fraser. You only need 3 to win, remember? 13. But Shah had already knocked down the ref, and so the pin went unnoticed. Next thing you know, we've got... Would you stop? Next thing you know, I've lost my train of thought now. Next thing you know, belt shot. Fraser's down. 1, 2, 3. Oh look, we have the same champion as before. So I mean, it made a change to have, you know, Shah win without outside help, but it still wasn't clean. So, Skrull against Shah coming up. They've got to do IPW. You've got to do something to make sure that if he lose, you know, if it's DQ something, that he still loses the title, because it's getting silly. You know, when he fought Magnus, he wins by disqualification. Keep the belt. We've got to do something about this. The Triumvirate Evil have got to be stopped. But other than that, really good show. Really enjoyed it. Son enjoyed it. The venue. Can we do something about lowering the roof? Cheers.